If you're doing a trailer build, stop everything you're doing and watch this. Guys, welcome to part 8 of our pressure washing trailer build series. Today we're going to be plumbing the bottom of our buffer tank. As you guys well know, in the last episode we plumbed the top part, installing our 2 bulkheads, one for the Hudson flow valve and the other one for the bypass line. And before we jump into exactly what it is that we're doing today, I want to do a quick walk around because I did do a couple minor things off camera. Again, I'm doing this to save you guys a little bit of time. But yeah, let's do a walkthrough here and show you guys some of the changes we've made. Now, so you guys did vote yes on painting the back of the board here, and I can show you here. I painted just the edges, if you can see that on camera real good. Now the middle doesn't need to be painted because obviously our marketing is going to go there and you're not going to see the board anyway. But yeah, it looks way better, guys. Look at that. And by the way, what that is right there in the middle, guys, that's my A-frame sign. What that sign does is, in terms of marketing, you take that and you put it in a front wheel well of your truck. I will actually put up a picture here for you guys on the left here, so you guys can see what it looks like when I put it in front of my truck. But anyway, so if you guys don't know what that is, I suggest you watch my episodes 51 through 59, my marketing series. We cover that A-frame sign. Guys, it costs $100 to make that A-frame sign. You see that? And that's the perfect spot for it. And when you pull up to do a job, you just take it out. Let's walk here so I can show you the other side. You just take that sign out, guys, and you put it in front of your truck. And it's going to create, you know, I would say 3 to 5 jobs for you per month, right? So you want to make sure that, you know, that's a $100 investment. That's going to pick you up 3-4 customers a month. You can see there, look, the bulkheads are on there, ready to go, ready for plumbing. Our lines, our reels, everything is ready to go. And the other thing is this, guys. I forget who suggested this. You know, you guys come up with great suggestions. You can see there, I also painted the footers. Let me show you here on the other side as well. The footer for the tank here, the buffer tank. See it right there? So I painted the footers as well. Everything's painted black. Looks really good. This was a great tip on you guys, and you know, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. You know, guys, I am so proud of this community. I'm so happy with this community, the Mr. Bubbles Army community that we're building here on YouTube. You guys, I mean, wow, you guys have been sharing these videos on Facebook and other social media platforms, and you guys been, you know, making comments and liking the videos. And guys, all of that stuff really helps out a lot, helps the channel promote the videos because, you know, the YouTube algorithm, you know, pushes it out there to a wider audience. So I wanted to take this time to tell you guys that I really appreciate everything that you do for the channel. And you know what I'm really motivated about, guys, is that if you follow my exact blueprint, right, like this trailer that I'm building, guys, if you build the same exact trailer, okay, you're going to be able to make anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000 a month as a new guy. Of course, after you build a trailer, you need to make sure you study my marketing series, right? My blueprint for marketing for new guys. And you know, if you follow my marketing blueprint, if you follow my trailer build blueprint, you're going to go out there, you're going to make some money. An example of that, guys, is like, let's say, you know, you get out there with a rig like this and you're doing 10 houses a week, right? Because the only difference between the rig that you guys are building and this one is that you guys might not have this same machine that I have, right? You guys are going to have the 4-gallon-a-minute machine. But guys, you'll be, you know, that's going to get you through your first year without any problems. You know, I mean, my first 3 years in a business, I think I got my first 4-gallon-a-minute machine right around the end of my 3rd year. So, you know, you don't need super high level stuff right away, because Professionals need equipment like this because we're doing 4 to 6 jobs per day. You guys are not going to be doing that. So I'm going to use this as an example. So let's say you're doing 10 jobs a week, okay? So 10 jobs a week with a, let's say, an average ticket of $300, okay? That is absolutely right there, you know, for new guys. Professionals, our average ticket is $700 and up, right? So as a new guy, it's not uncommon. It's actually an industry standard for you to have an average ticket of $300. That means every job you go to, you're going to make right around $300. So if you're doing 10 jobs a week, which is nothing. If you have an optimized Google My Business, boots on the ground marketing, if you're doing some networking, getting 10 jobs a week is not that hard, guys. 10 jobs a week, that means you would make $3,000 a week times 4, that's $12,000 a month. Guys, let me ask you this. So in your world, right, think of all the people that you know, family members, friends. How many people do you personally know make $3,000 a week? Right? You see how much money that is? So, and again, if you're already making $3,000 a week and you got 10 jobs a week coming in, then you can go ahead and upgrade your machine. You can upgrade your hose reels, or you know, some of you guys like the electric hose reels, right? And if you create that base, by the way, right, the base that I created, look, underneath there you can put the batteries for your electric reels, right? So the rig is set up in such a way where through time you can easily upgrade, okay? So, you know, if you build the same exact rig as close to this blueprint as possible, you're going to have a very professional setup. And finally, I want to say this. So some of you guys have been sending me emails and showing me and sharing with me pictures of rigs that you're thinking about buying on Facebook. And I've seen about, I want to say about a good dozen of these guys. And I'm seeing rigs that are nothing like this one, not as professional as this one. And they're being sold for $9,000, $10,000. And literally, with this trailer build series, I am showing you guys how to build your own rig, pressure washing rig for less than $5,000. So my suggestion to you guys is, if you have the money to buy a rig, what I suggest is just buy the stuff little by little and build your own, because literally you see me here doing it now. Is it going to take you, you know, 5 hours to do it? No, it's not. It's probably going to take you 30 plus hours to do it, but work on it every weekend. It's going to give you a greater knowledge of how everything in the industry works, and especially how your rig works, right? And then, like I said, this is a skill that can be developed. So highly recommend that for you guys. I'm super excited because if you guys build something, your rig that is even somewhat similar to this one, you're going to go out there and you're going to make a lot of money. So that being said, let me show you guys here exactly what we're doing today, okay? You guys see down here, it's going to be a little bit a tight fit here, guys, for me to record, because I mean the space here is like less than 4 or 5 inches. But so you see this piece right here, this is going to be our dump valve, okay? Don't worry, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to create that. This right here, the plumbing for the tank, let me get this piece. This is a 𝐒𝐈𝐿, okay? Write that down, 𝐒𝐈𝐿, okay? So it's called that because it looks like the letter T. And so one hose is going to go to our dump valve. Obviously, it's going to be one part of the T is going to be connected to our tank, to our buffer tank, and then the other part of the T is going to be connected to our filter that I showed you guys before. And then this end of the filter is a line is going to run all the way to this hose bar right there, which is going to feed the machine. And of course, our other hose bar here, this is the line that's going to run up here and all the way to our bypass line. So you see how we're going to create that. This is a super professional setup, guys. And the reason why you want to have a filter, now I wanted to say this too. Some guys like to have their filter on the hose reel, right? So you filter the water coming from the hose reel. And you guys got to remember, I've been in this business now for going on 12 years. Next year is going to be my 12th year, right? And what I've noticed is no matter how hard you try, you're always going to get leaves and crap inside your tank, right? And what I want to avoid what I want to avoid is getting things from my tank, like rocks or anything from my tank to my pump. I don't want to ruin my pump. So now, if you want to have a filter going from there to there, that's fine as well. But I would definitely also have a filter, a second filter, running from your buffer tank to your pump. Now me, I only run one filter, and then what I do, and we'll talk about this at the very end, I'm going to talk to you guys, I'm going to give you guys a couple tips in terms of maintenance of your rig. But what I do is once a week I clean out my tank. So that's just how I do it. And then, you know, we leave the lids when it's on here, and then also it's something we're going to talk about. We're going to every day when my rigs come back from the field, we put a tarp over them. So, but anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these parts over inside the shop, and I'm going to switch over to my tripod inside the shop, and you guys are going to get to see me put those parts together. So I'll see you guys over there. All right, guys, we got everything we need and we're ready to go. For this part here, we're not doing any editing or jumping ahead of any kind. And the reason for that being is this is probably the most intricate part of building a trailer, because it involves a lot of plumbing and some things that you guys may not know, like how to properly use a heat gun and all of that. And then I also want to explain to you guys again. So the three parts is this. The filter, the parts that you saw there on the trailer. The filter, you have your Schedule 80T. I'm going to explain in greater detail each one. And then you have what we need for our dump valve. This is just a ball valve. And this guy here, I just bought it at Lowe's. This is a it's called a ball valve, 3/4 inch ball valve. You got that? 3/4 inch ball valve. So let me explain to you first off what this is. So a lot of you guys have not seen this before. This is the filter that you saw there on the trailer. And then what you're going to do is once a week, you're simply going to open this up. And you see how it just has a filter. So what happens is, this is very simple. So there's an arrow here, right? You probably won't see because the arrow is also black. So the arrow is pointing that way. This is very important, guys. I want you to listen to me on this one, okay? Very important. So the arrow is showing you which way the water needs to flow. So that arrow right there needs to point towards your pump. So the arrow's here. So you see now the arrow's pointing that way, okay? So this side here has to be where the buffer tank is. This side here is where your machine's going to go, because this is how the water is going to flow. If you put it this way, you're not going to get any water because it's going to get blocked right here. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you pay attention to where that arrow is. That arrow will show you. And it's the same with your downstream injector, right? Let me see here. The downstream injector, of course, I did an episode on this. You guys can look it up on the channel, how to properly put together your downstream injector, and it's the same thing. You can see it right there. There's an arrow right there, and the arrow on your downstream injector shows you which way the chemical in the water needs to flow. And it's the same thing here, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're going to clean this out, I would say at least once a week. And this is very important, guys, because a rig without this is not a professional rig. And the reason for that being is when you don't have a filter, okay, think about this for a second. So let's say you go to a house, okay, and you do not know that house, and this happens quite a lot, especially here in my area. Most of the houses here in my area are on well water. So imagine underground you have rocks and you have grass and leaves and all kinds of debris, right? Mud. And what happens is all of that stuff comes through the water line, the main water line, the person's water line, because you're going to connect to their spigot, right? So when you connect to their spigot, what's going to happen is it's going to send all of that stuff into your tank. So what happens is it's very important for you to capture any debris, so rock, leaves, and you'll see what I'm talking about. After you've been in the field for about a week, and because this is just clear, you're going to see it's going to be all full of rocks and a little bit of grass and stuff. Guys, no matter how detailed you are with this, it's going to happen. It happens to every single person, okay? And one of the things that you can do to avoid this, by the way, is when you connect to the person's spigot, right? the first thing you want to do is you want to flush that water out. So, you open up their line, let it run for about, 3 to 5 seconds, and then connect your hose, right? So anyway, that's going to help you prevent getting debris inside your tank. But like I said, guys, it's unavoidable. Trust me. I mean, no matter how hard we try here at our shop, because of course all of our trucks here are on the outside, but we have what are these things called, canopies. We have canopies for some of our trucks, and then for our bigger trailer rigs, we put tarps over them. But even then, because when you're out there working, stuff falls in the tank. It's just unavoidable. Guys step on it and stuff from their shoe falls in there. So the bottom line is this: you want to make sure that you have this filter on your rig, and you want to make sure it's right before the pump. So if what were to happen if something were to get on your pump? So let's say a small rock, right? A pebble gets in your pump, it goes down, and then it goes through your line, and you don't have this, and it goes in your pump. Guys, there's plastic parts inside your pump, and it is going to shatter those parts, and then you're just not going to get any pressure. And then this might cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to fix. So you want to make sure that you do everything within your power to avoid this. Guys, when I first started into my business, I burnt my first couple pumps. I remember I went to do this job. It was actually 2 jobs. It was 2 neighbors. And as soon as I got there, my pump wasn't working. Guys, when I came back to the shop, I did not know about this. I was connecting straight to my pump back in those days. And when I undid the hose, guys, it was like this many just leaves, straight up leaves. That was caught in my pump. My pump was full of leaves and mud, basically. I mean, and I had to get a new machine. That pump was dead. Okay, so you want to make sure you avoid. Remember, guys, I always say this, right? Smart people learn from their mistakes. Dumb people never learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So please, don't go out there and make your own mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. So make sure you install your filter. Now, this filter here, that's what we have this line here for. Okay, so we're gonna cut it here in a second, but you can imagine this is where this is gonna go. So you're gonna have a suction line. Now you can Google this or put it on Amazon for the hose, right? This is a suction hose. You see how it's a little bit different than the regular one? You want to make sure, guys. Give me a second here. I have to reset my camera. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. So this hose right here, so professionals use what's called a suction hose. Now, the difference between that and a regular hose, so at the very bottom of your tank, right, between your buffer tank and your machine, you want to use what's called a suction hose. And the difference is these hoses here, guys, they're like super hard, like almost like PVC. Think of it like PVC. Like it's a what they call a non-collapsible hose, okay? A suction hose. Because you guys got to remember, your pressure washer, when you turn it on, it creates a vacuum, right? It creates a bunch of suction. So that suction pulls the water. You guys ever seen those IBC totes where they're all collapsed in? It's because that pressure washer is creating suction like a vacuum, right? So what happens is on your plumbing, you want to make sure you have a non-collapsible hose. Now, this braided tubing here, I would feel comfortable using this as well. Guys, this is like, it's probably 60% of what the suction hose is. Now, the suction hose is a little bit more expensive. I want to say I paid something like $8 or $9 a foot. So it's not super cheap, but you only need about 10 feet of it, So suction hose, and one of the places where you can order it is from Russ Johnson, Southside Equipment. So just go ahead and Google that. Russ Johnson Southside Equipment Company. But so again, I reiterate, from the tank, from your buffer tank to your machine, you want to use a suction hose. That's what we're using, okay? And that suction hose from our filter is going to be connected to our T. See, that's what you saw there when I did the walk around, okay? So the T, obviously is called the T because it looks like the letter T. It's a Schedule 80T, okay? And so you can imagine, here we're going to put a hose barb on the left, a hose barb on the right. This already has a pipe thread on there. We're going to screw this straight onto the tank. And then on the right, we're going to install our dump valve, dump line. And then on the left here, the hose barb is going to be connected to our our filter. Okay, so that's what this is for. Okay, this is how we connect to the tank through a T. Okay, this is very important. And then finally, I showed you guys the other part of the T is going to go right here. So we're going to start with this guy right here. We already got everything we need for it. I'm going to show you how to put this together. Then we're going to put our suction hoses to our filter. Then at the very end here, guys, I'm going to switch over to my GoPro, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put all of these together in a tank and show you guys exactly how we do that. Okay. So for this right here, you're going to need these 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch barbs. You see that? Again, this is a Schedule 80 or a banjo fitting. Okay, so that's going to go like this. Okay, and like that. So let me do this a little bit by hand here. So I go as far as I can by hand. That's pretty good right there. Okay, and then I'm going to use this wrench, but I'm not going to put this on a vise, because if you put too much pressure on this, it will break. But I'm just using a vise just so I can get it super snug on there. And again, I'm doing this, guys, because this is the area where I do not want any leaks, right? Because my buffer tank is gonna go empty, right? So, okay, so there you go, guys. So you can see here, I'll show you here in a second. See that on camera there? How tight that is? Okay, and this is the end right here. This is how we turn the water on and off, okay? And the other end here is gonna be to the end that's going to go where we can dump water into a bucket or wash our hands or whatever. And another advantage of having a dump valve is simply like what I would recommend you guys do, actually, when you let's say you're at your last house, right? And you're at your last house and you're going back to your house, you're done for the day, I would dump my water. Like, there's no reason. You guys got to remember this. So water weighs 8 gallons per pound. I'm sorry. let me repeat that, guys. It weighs 8 pounds per gallon. That's what I meant to say. So if you have, like in the example there, I have a 200-gallon tank, right? So if that tank, let's say I have 100 gallons in there. I just finished a house, so there's not that much water in there. Let's say I got it halfway. There's no need for me to drive all the way back to my shop with 100 gallons just sitting there, because that's almost 1,000 pounds, right? 800 times 8 times 100 is 800 pounds. So there's no need for you to just be driving around, because you're going to burn gas and brakes and all of that stuff. Okay, so what you do is you just open your valve here and it dumps all the water out. That's just the bottom line. It's going to help you maintain your rig longer, so you're not switching out brakes all that often and all that. There you go, guys. Look, you see that right there? Okay, good to go. So we got our valve, and then every time you do this, it turns it off. This turns it on. Off, on. Off, on. Okay, that's how you do it. Now we're gonna connect this end right here. That's what I have this for. This is going to be the end right here. But you see how the braided tubing, guys, like it won't even, like, there's just absolutely no way. It will not go on there. This is what we're going to use our heat gun for. And then if you can imagine this is how we're going to use this when we turn it on, and we can, aim it towards our bucket or wash our hands or whatever, right? So let me see here. So I got my heat gun here ready to go. And I have my hose clamps, okay? So we're going to heat this guy up, guys. So again, this heat gun is in the description below. Of course, you can pick this up anywhere, your Lowe's, your Home Depots and all that. But what you're going to do here is, see how I turn this on? And it has a little locking button. See that? It's still on. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to heat this up. The last inch, that's it. So you see here, right here, so it's just an inch. I'm going to heat this up until it's really bendable and malleable, right? So I mean, it's already getting there. Remember, this heats up, I think, to like, I want to say 200 degrees around there. So you don't need a lot, but you see how close I am to it? And I keep rotating the tube. You see how I keep rotating, and then I do this for about 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, you see that? Look how bendable that is, guys. So there you go. Now I can put that in there. You see that? Boom. You see the difference of how that went in there? And then it's still malleable while it's still a little bit soft. That's when I want to put my hose clamp on there. So the hose clamp, let me get my screwdriver here. So what will happen is when this hardens again, it is going to mold itself to that little barb. Okay? Okay, that's... So I tighten it as far as I can with my screwdriver. And then I have my little wrench, my little ratchet wrench right here. So boom. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. You see how, guys, I mean, you can't really tell on camera, obviously. But look how, I mean, this ain't going nowhere. Super tight. I mean, you can see the little bulge right here. I mean, this ain't going absolutely nowhere. And that's the end of my dump valve right there, right? This is going to go like by that bucket, where the bucket is. All right? There you go. That's pretty good. Now, I got my other braided tubing here because this has got to connect to here, right? And then this end right here, we're going to do over there with our GoPro because this end is going to connect to our T, our 𝐁𝐔𝐒𝐒, which is going to be connected to our buffer tank, right? So we're going to do this section here right now. So I'm going to put the hose barb first. See that? Put the hose barb right there. Okay, and I want this exactly like that. Okay, that's perfect right there. Okay. So now, same thing here, guys. Okay. This is why I didn't want to edit or anything, this part, because I want to show you exactly how to do this, right? I remember when I first started and I didn't know about this, and I used to use a hot pan. Some of you guys that build rigs, I bet you know what I'm talking about. You know, I would just boil some water, and then I would stick this in boiled water. So, but this is a lot, you know, more professional way of doing it. Again, I'm just doing this, waiting for it to heat up. It's already there. And then I want to just go all around. Remember, you're only doing an inch, the last 1 inch of the tubing. Just like that. And then I'm squeezing it with my finger to see if I'm there already or not. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to do 10 seconds like this, which injects hot air inside of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I'm almost there already. There we go. Ready to go. Okay, just like that. Boom. You see how easy it is now, guys? Look. Boom. Then I squeeze my, put my hose barb right there. Use my screwdriver a little bit. Now, the dump valve is not something you're going to use every day. You might only use it once or twice a week. But it's another one of those things, guys. It's kind of like the toolbox, you know? I mean, it just helps you to become more efficient. You know, there's times where you're going to need a bucket of water. Of course, you could walk over to the person's spigot, right, to their house and put the water from there. But again, this is saving you time because you're right there. So there you go. That's going to be our dump valve right there. Okay. So this is, again, this end here is going to be connected to our T, right? And this might be too long, but it doesn't matter because I can cut it there. And then this right here can go in our bucket there, which is by our gate, right? And then whenever we need water, we just open this, boom, the water is going to go out right there. So that's it for our dump valve. Of course, guys, you know, I'm going to show you guys how to actually install this and that part there in the actual rig. Okay, let me set this part aside. So now we're going to cut this in half because this is for our filter, right? Again, guys, remember I said this, you know, when we did the tools part, you're not going to be able to get much done without your pipe cutter, right? So you see, so I'm going to cut. So see how I'm measuring? I'm going to cut right at the halfway point right here. Boom. That's done. Okay? Now, this right here, by the way, is like 10 times, not 10 times, but at least twice, 3 times harder than that, than the braided tubing. I mean, this thing, guys, is, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a PVC. Okay, it's very, very difficult to do this. So it's going to take about 30 seconds or so of the heat gun. All right, so we can put this on here. I'm going to show you guys here. Okay, here you go. Heat gun on. Okay, we're going to do this together. Just keep going around it. Again, guys, you're just doing the last inch, okay? Just like that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like not really there yet. It's getting there though. I'm so glad that I'm doing this series for you guys. You know, ever since I started the Mr. Bubbles channel, man, it's the #1 thing that you guys asked me from the very beginning. Like when I was down, ooh, look at that, guys. I need a little bit more. I need like a 1/4 of an inch more here, and then we're good. It's one of those things, you know, even back from episode, I want to say 12, 13, 14, you guys used to put this in the comment section all the time. Oh, I think we're there already, guys. Okay, there you go. We're going to put that right here. Just like that. Squeeze it in there. Took a little bit of muscle there, guys, but you see that? How it went all the way to the end right there? Okay? And you guys got to remember, one of the reasons why you do this is, well, I mean, there's a couple reasons. One, you wouldn't be able to put this on there without melting it, right? But the other reason is, like I said, you know, when this, because remember, it's still hot and malleable. So now this is when I put my, this hose clamp on there. Let me tighten this up real good here, guys. Because then when it hardens, it's going to mold itself to the shape of my hose barb. Okay, there you go. Oh, that's pretty tight right there. So now we're gonna finish it off with our ratchet here, just like that, 2, 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. Need it a little bit more. There you go. So you guys see that? Look how tight that is. I mean, guys, there's just no way. And like I said, once it hardens, it's going to mold itself. It basically becomes one with this one part here. So now let's do this other side here. So I was saying, you know, you guys, and I've always said this from the very beginning, you know, you guys are the directors of my channel, right? You're the one who decides the content that I'm going to create, you know, and that's how I decided to do this series for you guys. And I'm super excited because, you know, like I said previously in the intro, guys, man, if you build this rig even similar to the one that I'm building, not only is it going to look professional, guys, if you have your marketing in the back, that right there gets you 3 to 5 customers. You have that A-frame sign, you put it in the front wheel well of your truck, that gets you 3 to 5 customers a month, right? And then you have your magnet on the door, wrap your tailgate if you have a truck. Like, all of these things are going to get you tons and tons and tons of customers, and then you have the rig that you need to be able to do a professional job for these people, right? Okay, same thing here. So the last inch right there. So again, I just keep rotating it all the way through. Remember, this one's a little bit tougher, the suction hose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's already getting a little soft already. A little rubbery. And then I'm super excited, guys, about the next series because it's very similar. Building a truck build is very similar to building the trailer. But there's obvious differences, right? Ooh, almost there already, guys. Obvious differences. So I'm super excited about that, guys. It's going to be episode 110 to 120. We're going to build a trailer rig together. There you go, guys. Yeah, just like that. Boom. Look at that. Okay. And it's still super malleable, soft as melted butter. Okay, now let's put this other hose clamp through. Yeah, guys, in that series, let me use my screwdriver here. In that series, I'm going to show you guys how to prep the tailgate so you guys can put your marketing on a tailgate. I'm going to show you guys how to install the ladder rack, how to install the, what they call, what is that thing called? A skid rig, right? A skid rig system in the back of your truck. All of that stuff. How to plumb your tank, how to set up your hose reels curbside. All of that good stuff. All right. Oh, and then I forgot to mention this as well. So that rig, right, is for a client of mine. As you guys well know, I am a coach. By the way, if you guys are interested in taking on a mentor, somebody that will coach you and be the co-pilot of your business and help you to avoid mistakes and all of that, go ahead and email me and I'll send you information on my coaching. But this is another one of those perks, right, of the coaching is I'm actually building this rig for one of my clients. So I'm super excited about that because Joe's going to go out there and he's going to be able to make, you know, anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000 with this rig, you know, within a couple months of starting his business. So there you go. Oh, 2, 3. Guys, super tight. Super tight. So you saw how we created that, guys? Okay? We created our dump line so we can, you know, be able to flush our tank. We went ahead and put our suction hose on our filter and we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do next, guys, is I am actually going to switch to the GoPro so you guys can see my point of view exactly as I put all of this together for you guys. So I'll see you over there on the rig. Okay, guys, we're all set. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I got everything here. And I got all my tools, my heat gun and everything. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to see this okay because it is a tight fit. But at least you will be able to, you know, understand exactly what it is that I'm doing. And that's the whole point. So we got all of our tools right here. And so let's go ahead and get started here. Let's move this out of our way. Heat gun is okay there. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to remove our cap, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me see here. Okay, right there. Now the size of my 𝐒𝐇𝐎𝐏, right, is 3/4. But let me see here from this angle so you guys can see a little bit better. Is a schedule 80. This schedule 80 is 3/4, but yours might be different, so that's why I didn't actually put it there in the description below, because you might need a 1 inch or a 1 inch and a quarter, depends on your tank. Okay, so you're gonna have to measure that out. So we got our cap out. This is a 3/4 cap. That's how you cap a tank, by the way, 3/4. I bought this at Tractor Supply. So let's go ahead, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put our schedule 80T. Again, this is 3/4 T. Again, hopefully you guys can see okay here. And all I'm doing is just screwing this in there like that. Just like that. One more. That's perfect right there. You guys see that right there? Boom. And to the right of it, we're gonna put our what is that thing called? The hose barb for the water to go to our dump valve. Where is it? Right here. You guys see that right there? So we're gonna put that right there. Okay guys, sorry about the angle, but the problem is, again, it's only a couple of inches that I have here to get this angle right. It's even hard to get tools in here, let alone squeeze my head in there with the camera. So this is going to be a little bit challenging here, but this is that part that, you know, takes a little bit of dexterity. All I'm doing, if you guys can't see on camera, is I'm screwing, let me show you real quick here. I'm screwing this what is this called? This hose barb. This hose barb here to the tank, and it's a slow process, but we're gonna get there together. I'm trying, you know, my best here for you guys to get, you know what guys, let me get a smaller one. This one's kind of bigger here for the area. Let me get a smaller one and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that guys. I actually got two different ones just in case. Yeah, so I was telling you guys that this is the more, you know, intricate part, because, you know, you don't want to get any leaks in this part here, because then you're going to get to a house and your tank's going to be all empty and you're going to run into all kinds of water issues. And then also, not only that, but you also don't want air, you know, coming into the line, because that's going to create problems. Your line, your pressure line is going to sputter. It's going to go because you got air pockets coming in through the fittings. And I knew this part here was going to be a little bit longer. I mean, there's just no way around it, guys, you know, because, I mean, I could do it. Like I said, you know, in the previous video, I mean, there's a reason why you don't see, it's almost there. You see it, guys? It's almost there already. And remember, this is what's going to connect to that right there. See that? So we're almost there. That's why you don't see a lot of videos like this on YouTube. You know what I mean? I mean, guys, by the time this series, oh, it's almost there, guys. By the time this series is over, it's going to be something like 9, maybe 10 hours of content. I mean, that's a lot. Seems to me like that's a lot. So, I can barely, we'll do one more twist and that's it. Like, it's like barely movable. Oh, no, one more. It's because of the angle. Okay. It's still going in there. That's pretty good. It's tight. I mean, it's like I can barely move my hands now. So you guys saw there, and let me check this out real quick here. I don't know why I have this in my hand. Oh, that's the next one we got to do. So I kind of like the length. I wasn't sure if I was going to cut it or not. Of course, that's going to go right there, right down there. I like the length. That way, you know, you can be right here. You see that right there? Boom, to fill your bucket right there. So I like the length, and we can always roll it up a little bit. I like it. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. On this one, we got our hose clamp here, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we did over there, guys. We're going to burn this end right here. Now I need to make sure, you see how I can't fit the clamp through here, right? Through here. So I need to make sure the clamp is in a hose first. You guys saw that? Okay. I need this to be at the other side like that. We're gonna put that in like that. You guys saw that, right? So I put my clamp on there. So that's gonna go in there like that. So now I can go ahead and burn it. Just like that. It's heating up. It's a great little tip that I showed you guys with this heat gun, huh? Of course, this is one of those things, by the way, that I didn't come to this by accident. I actually learned this from technician at my God, you know, one of my best vendors, one of my only vendors here in my area, but not even my area. He's an hour away, but I've mentioned them before. Absolute Pressure Washing in Odenton, Maryland. My guy Ed there, he's a technician. That's all these guys do for a living, is build rigs. And this is a little trick that I actually learned from him. Ooh, almost there, guys. Almost there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. All right, let's put this on here real good. Hopefully, again, you guys can see that. Oh, you see how that went on there? Real snug. You guys see down there? Real snug. Okay, now let's tighten this bolt. I'm sorry, guys, if you can't see. I won't know this until we edit this thing later, but unfortunately it is what it is. I got no room, but I can show you the result. And the important thing is you're seeing what it is that I'm doing, so you're able to do it. Okay, now I'm going to tighten that bolt. My little ratchet. 2, 3. Oh, I knew that this is going to be that one part that was going to be more difficult to record, because it's just the space is not there. But anyway, hopefully you guys can see here. So you got your T is in there. We still got to do this side here. This is where our filter is going to go, and then this is our dump valve, dump line. Okay, so you see that. So whenever we want water, we just open our line. It's open right now. This would be closed, so we just open our line and bam. And then I can actually, I like that I can just do this right here, guys. Look at this. Put that right here, right there, like that. Oh, I can even do it like this. Look at that. And then I got this strap right here. I can just strap this down right here. Doesn't go anywhere for now. I got our dump valve line. And I can roll it up a little bit more, but you know, just so it's out of our way right now. But you guys can see completely out of the way. And then I can always cut a little bit if I needed to, and then put this away here. Then whenever I need water, I can just unstrap it, open my valve, boom. See that? That quick. Okay, that quick. Oh, I can do that like that. Look, just like that. Boom. Look at that, guys. Look how awesome that is. Completely out of the way. You guys can see it right there. Completely out of my way. So that's pretty good. I like that. So next comes this guy. Now, remember what I told you there in a shop. Now, the arrow right now, you probably can't see. It's pointing that way. So it would be a mistake if I connected this end, right? Because I need my arrow to point towards my pump. So my arrow's got to be pointing that way. So this is the end that I need to connect to the machine, to the buffer tank. You see that? Because the water is going to come from the buffer tank into my filter, into my machine. And this part here we're not going to cut yet, because we'll do that when we hook everything up. Let me move these tools here so you guys can see what I got going on. Set these tools right here, guys, out of our way. We're almost there, guys. So you see it right there. That's what it's going to look like right there. Okay, so but the very first thing that we actually need to do is put in our 3/4 inch hose barb. All right, that's what this is. Banjo fitting, 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to put this as far as I can with my hand, like you guys see me do. And then we're going to very, very gingerly, right, we're going to use our wrench. Sorry guys, I'm trying to okay, just a very tough angle there, so hopefully you guys can see okay. But like I said, I'll show you here in the end what it is and exactly what it looks like, so don't worry. Just want to tighten this as far as I can with this wrench. Again, I'm trying to avoid air gaps and also obviously leaks. And by the way, you know, to mention leaks, guys, as you use your equipment, okay, any professional will tell you this, within a couple weeks you're going to have leaks. The reason for that being is all the vibration. I mean, this machine here, I mean, good God, I mean, this whole thing's going to be vibrating all the time. So you're going to have screws that get loose, you're going to get fittings that start to come apart, you know. So you want to make sure that you're doing, you know, like a weekly, you know, a walk around of your rig anytime that you know, parts start to go bad. Like I noticed in one of our rigs the other day, what's it called, I want to say spindle, I always want to call these things spindles, the swivels that you guys saw me install on the hose reels. One of the swivels has gone bad. I mean, it's leaking everywhere, right? And that's a great example of, you know, you want to get in there and, you know, not wait for things to break down on you. I can go ahead and switch that out so I don't have any problems. Okay, we're almost there, guys, like 8 or 9 more times. Like I said, I'm sorry if you can't see real good, guys, but this part here is a little bit more tedious. It's the only way, you guys, because from a certain angle I can't even twist it right. So I need a little bit more leverage here. And I was saying, you know, guys, you know, if you guys do end up building the same exact rig, I mean, guys, you're gonna have so much success out there. You know, you're gonna be able to make so much money with a rig like this, professional rig. Say like 2-3 more times. 1. It's almost as close as the other one. It's got a little bit of way to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do like so annoying because of the angle. This is one of the most annoying parts of a build, by the way, is plumbing of the tank. So there you go. That's in there. So you can see the hose barbs in there with our schedule ADT. We got our dump valve line connected. And of course, we're only really going to know how all of this came together and works once we've, you know, we got water in there and we can test everything out. So I'm excited about that part. Of course, that's going to be part 10, by the way, when we put all of this together and, you know, we connect our lines, all of our lines and everything. And then we turn the water on, and I'm going to put a camera inside the tank to show you guys how the float valve works and all of that stuff. So we're almost there, though. Almost there. You guys have been sticking with me real good for this series. Okay, so that's like right around where we want to be, right, guys? Right there. And then you got to figure, you know, hose is going to go right there. Yeah, that's about right. I'm gonna cut it, yeah, about right there. See that right there? So right there, right where my finger is, that's where we want to cut it. Let's see, right where my finger is, my trusty pipe cutter. Right there. Boom. And I can use this for, I got a like a watermelon bin inside my storage full of these different hose parts, because I end up always using them, because God only knows how many more rigs I'll make, you know what I mean? So many more rigs You need to cut off just a little smidge more here. That's pretty good. You know, so that's how this works. I have parts galore, guys. Parts galore. I have so many hoses from all the years, you know, I've been building rigs. So many parts. Soft washing. So again, I'm going to reiterate this, guys, because this is one of the most important parts where you guys can goof up. So again, the arrow right there is pointing that way. Remember what I said in the shop, the arrow needs to point towards your pump. My machine is to my left right there, so the arrow needs to point that way. If I would have put this like this, the arrow's pointing towards the buffer tank, that's a no-no. Okay, that's why we're doing it this way, because that is the way that your water actually flows. Now the only thing we need to do, just like you see here, is put this in there and we're done-ski. Same thing that I did before here, guys. Show you guys this real quick here. You need to make sure you put your hose barb on first, right? Okay, you see that? Because, you know, obviously once you connect this once you connect it to the 𝐒𝐄𝐒 down there, right, to your hose barb here, I said hose barb, you need to put your hose clamp, but you know, once you connect to the hose barb down there, you're not gonna have access to be able to put this in there. You guys got that? Okay, so let's put that on there like that. So that's good to go. And then just like we did before, we're going to heat this guy up. And that's why, you know, guys, I was super excited about doing this series for you guys. Is, you know, obviously I'm going to get a lot of good use out of this trailer, right? But the bottom line is, you know, I did this for you guys, so you guys, you know, so you guys can get, it's already a little bit soft, but quite a ways to go. So you guys can get out there, and I'm telling you guys, if you build a rig that is anywhere near similar to this, right? So if you change the formula, right, if you're changing the build, like, my build, I'm not gonna do the, ooh, okay, we got a little, like a 1/4 inch left to do right here. If you say to yourself, oh, you know, my build, I'm not gonna have oh, almost there, I'm not gonna have a bypass line, or, oh, for my build, I'm not gonna do the marketing thing. Okay, well, you're changing the formula. Give me a second here, guys, because this one is gonna take a little bit more finessing because of the space that I have here. Sorry about that, guys. That was probably a mess. You know, you want to keep, where's my screwdriver? You want to keep the build as close as possible to what I'm teaching you, right? Just put that on there, guys, before that guy dries up real good. Not dries, hardens. That's what I meant. It's not wet, just soft. You want to keep the build as close to what I'm teaching you because, you know, like I said, the marketing here, guys, what did this cost me? Like $200, something like that. Just gonna tighten this a little bit, guys, and we'll be done. Next time I do an episode, I'll do another walk around with the other camera because it's a little bit easier because I can hold it in my hand. But there you have it, guys. Hopefully you can see real good. You guys saw how I hooked up the suction line to my filter in the shop. Now you saw how I hooked it up to my 𝐒𝐄𝐒 here, and then how I created my dump valve line. You can see it from this angle right here. Hopefully you can see it real good. You see it. And then again, when the water goes in there, this is going to be shut off. The water is going to come down, fill my filter, and it's going to go right here into my machine. You guys see that right there? That's the inlet right there for my pump. and we still have to set our machine, but that's it right there for plumbing the bottom, guys. I really, as always, guys, you guys already know what I'm about to say. I really appreciate you guys following me throughout this series. I absolutely love the feedback that I'm getting from you guys as well. You guys, man, you guys are the best community, I think, on YouTube. You know, for real, you guys are very supportive, and I love that about the community that we're building. And as always, you continue to share, continue to post comments, because the YouTube algorithm really loves that when you guys interact with the videos and all that. But also, obviously, guys, we're only a few more episodes away. Tune in for the next episode, because in the next episode, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I bolt the machine to the trailer. I'm going to create a base for the machine itself. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that step by step. So make sure you tune into that. And then, as always, guys, I mention this all the time. You know, you can email me. You can find my email in the description below, but I also put it right here in the screen for you guys. ask@mrbubbles.com. Let me repeat that. ask@mrbubbles.com. Guys, email me. I'll send you my marketing blueprint. I will send you my trailer build blueprint, and that's going to help you guys out, because you can follow step by step, not only with the video, but also in actually, you know, you can print that out and just check off one thing at a time. Like I said in the beginning, what you can do is the blueprint has 10 steps on it, and you can do 1 step a week, or, you know, 2 steps a week, and you can be done in 5 weeks with your trailer build, or do it in 3 weeks, you know, if you have time during the weekend. Like I said, it takes, you know, calculate right around 25 hours to do a trailer build. So it's averaging me about 2.5 hours each part. So to give you guys, you know, a good time frame from how long it would take you. But again, guys, you know, no anxiety. You don't have to worry. Just follow my steps. Just follow my teaching step by step, and you're gonna be able to build the same exact trailer. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.